I never thought I'd see the day when Orlando Brown and Allie Carter will both get on the internet to expose the nasty activities that these celebrities have been getting up to. But baby, they just did. And the details are messy as hell. These two literally name-dropped all the folks who got infected with STDs at Diddy's freak-offs. All the way from Meek Mill to Busta Rhymes and even French Montana. Yep, the same French Montana who just got engaged to a princess in Dubai. Prior to Allie and Orlando coming out with all this, other people like Jaguar Wright tried to warn us. But people called her crazy and accused her of making things up for clout. Oh, if y'all remember, Jaguar put both Diddy and Will Smith on blast a while ago, accusing them of setting Meek Mill and Briar Gray up in one of those freak-offs under the guise of a mentorship. According to her, Will and Diddy weren't trying to mentor Briar and Meek like they claimed. Oh no, she said they wanted to turn them out. And unfortunately, they succeeded. She even went as far as talking about a time when Bryce and Meek were heard screaming as they ran out of Will's house. Turns out Will had invited them over to his house, and then allegedly forced them into spreading their cheeks open for a freak-off.
They're
both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bashir Gray left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick.
But this was allegedly not the only time Meek was turned out. An audio recording between Meek and Diddy later leaked online, and the audio was very disturbing to say the least. And guess who else got dragged into the mess too? The Game. His name came up when an interview went viral of him admitting to partying with Diddy. Apparently, he and Diddy were supposed to be working on an album together. But instead of locking in to finish the album up, he said Diddy was flying him around to different countries, showering him with gifts and dragging him along to some wild parties. In fact, one of the places Diddy used to party with him a lot at was Atlanta. And baby, we all know that Atlanta is the capital for men when they want to get down and nasty with their fellow men. No shade. That's literally the city of Dalman. Everyone and their mama knows this.
After
that, I started kicking it with Diddy, right? I ran around with Diddy for 2 years, damn near. And this Diddy, we never went to the studio one time, but he was like, yo, I f with your demo. You know, bad boy, hey, Playboy, hey, here go a watch, Playboy, here go a chain, Playboy. I'm like, yo, we ever gonna rap? Like, nah.
I was doing it for 2 years.
Yo, but the jet leaves at 5. We going to Miami, Playboy. We going to, you know what I'm saying? We going to New York. We in ATL this weekend, Playboy, pop out. And I was going everywhere with Diddy.
Before you got with Dre, wasn't Puffy interested in working with you also?
Yeah, Puff. I was running around with Puff for a minute, but we was just partying, man. Puff liked to party. So that's basically all we did. I think the few times I was running around with D-Mac and Puff, we just did a bunch of partying. We might have went to the studio once or twice, but I didn't get to record nothing. I was just, you know.
Okay, but I mean, Puffy was a huge deal back then.
Still a huge deal.
I mean, he's still a huge deal, but he's not doing music anymore,
right,
is what I'm saying. Back then, Bad Boy was on fire, and he's running around with you. And, you know, Puffy's a busy guy.
I was running around with him.
Yeah. You were running around with him.
Right.
Was he talking about signing you, or what exactly happened?
Nah, Puff he wanted to sign me. He just, you know, he was moving around. Like, he had the restaurant Justin's in Atlanta, so we was in and out of that. A lot of parties in Atlanta with him and V and, you know, Big Wolf and, you know, Fab and Jeezy was just, you know, I mean, Fab was already on. Jeezy was coming, you know, coming of age. But we just partied, man. And then when I told Puff.
But baby, it doesn't stop there. YK Osiris's name also got thrown in the blender too when folks dug up receipts of him going on a bication with Diddy back in 2021 with no woman in sight. Diddy allegedly flew him out to Jamaica under the promise of boosting his career, and the rest was history. Word on the street is YK was turned and tossed every way but loose. YK did not help the rumors at all when he thought it would be a good idea to repost a shirtless pic of Diddy in the pool with the prayer hand emojis. Then to top it off, he dropped a photo of himself naked on the massage table with the caption, "Listening to that Diddy eating that good fruit in the beautiful weather." Now tell me if this doesn't sound like a sugar baby thanking his sugar daddy for bringing him on vacation. To make matters worse, YK was broke at the time, so going on trips like this was way over his budget. He had just gotten dropped from his label and had to sell his luxury cars just to pay rent. And get this, his messy baby also got on Instagram claiming she caught him in bed with a man. Stop asking me what happened with my baby daddy. I caught him with a man, and of course, we cannot talk about the men Diddy allegedly slept with and infected without bringing up Usher. He lived with Diddy at just 14 years. Old for that same so-called mentorship program that Breyer was supposed to be under. But baby, word on the street is Diddy touched him inappropriately, too. This was confirmed when an email supposedly tied to Kim Porter's tell-all book leaked online claiming that Diddy gave Usher an STD. The email said some of the things in the book covered Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom. Then, in 2017, a woman actually sued Usher, accusing him of exposing her to herpes after not disclosing his diagnosis from 2009. And you already know what folks said, that Usher probably got it from Diddy way back when he was getting touched on. Now, what most people don't know is that when Allie initially started speaking about the industry, her life got threatened, and she had to go into hiding during the course of Diddy's trial because people were being sent to come after her. However, after the trial ended, she jumped back on the internet again to expose everything, including how the DA allegedly played some tricks behind the scenes to get Diddy acquitted of most of his charges.
FBI covered it up for how long? This case was back in 2000, early 2000, right? So let's talk about who's guilty here. The DOJ released a video that at first everybody said they couldn't find a video of Cassie Ventura being. They couldn't find it. It didn't exist. You saw one clip, and then you saw DOJ released another clip to the news. So the DOJ had that clip to begin with. So the people who are telling you that they don't have the Epstein file, they're full of shit. What other way do you want me to explain that? They're lying to you. The ones that are telling you, Pam Bondi, that she only had a little bit, because they told you the same thing, and now you're seeing it with the Sean Combs case. They told you they just had a little bit of a video, and then it got released. That's on the DOJ. They lied to you. They told you that nothing happened, that this man, Sean Combs, was just this rap mogul that everybody loved. No, he couldn't have hurt nobody. He couldn't have did anything. And then all this stuff came out. Well, he did that. But yeah, he couldn't have did anything else. And then something else came out. Okay, well, maybe he did that too. But he couldn't have did anything else. And then something else comes out. How many people did you hear say, I left a party early? I knew about children being there. I knew about him the hell out of females. I knew about the parties going on with multiple people, so it wasn't just Sean Combs. I knew about all of that, but I left early. So guilty. How many people did you hear say about Cassie Ventura that I knew that she was being, I knew that she was wrong, I knew what he was doing, but I'm just now speaking about it? Guilty. Coward. How many maids did it take to clean up a penthouse suite? Know that there was blood and glass everywhere, but they kept their mouth shut because they got paid. Guilty. So we're not talking, let's go back down to the bottom. The hotel manager that you guys never seen his face at first of this hotel, he heard the screaming. He knew what was going on. He knew that Sean Combs was in there. He knew that he had other girls with him. He knew what was going on. He had the footage. He talked to the security. That hotel manager is who took that footage from the security and said, okay, hand me some money or help me be quiet and I'm going to shut the hell up. You did not hear anything from that hotel manager until now. But they told you, that hotel manager, if you would have went back then, they would have told you, no, we don't know anything. Cover up. Guilty. The security that were on shift that night, that knew about this footage, that knew he dragged her down the hallway, that knew he kicked her in the back and all over the place. The hotel security that knew about that, they looked away. They got paid off. Guilty.
Now, when it comes to Orlando Brown, he has also been at this for a while. But just like Jaguar and Allie, people called him crazy and dismissed everything he was saying. He also revealed that the reason why industry elites like Diddy get away is because the parents of the kids he touches on are in on the whole thing and allow it to happen in exchange for a check. But are we really surprised by all this? Allie and Orlando have been steady exposing the industry, but people were too busy calling them crazy instead of actually listening to what they had to say. And when it comes to these crooks that allegedly got infected, they have no one to blame for those diseases but themselves. Let's just hope they're treating it and not going around infecting other people. 2, as usual, people had their own thoughts. Like this person who said, "This isn't the first time I've heard that he has HIV. It's been a few years. But I do remember it being said that he had it, and a lot of the people he was with had it, and they got it from him." Another person said, "I've heard for a long time he's HIV positive. I thought sleeping with people without protection when you have HIV and not disclosing that you have HIV is a crime. But now I want to know your thoughts."